everybody, it's me, Julie. I'm back for another day of 100 Days of Bible Promises, doing my 100-day challenge, day 42, facing temptation. I've got to tell you, I am in the beginnings of an anxiety panic attack over school starting next week. And so when I walked into my craft room, because I needed some downtime, and this facing temptation was the words on it, I really feel like God was leading me here, so I'm very happy to be popping in and doing this one today. Just kind of imagining myself as a little bird who is defenseless and unable to protect herself, but then she realizes she can fly and take off and get away from whatever is troubling her and go to her nest for safety. So I am going to make a little bird for this page here, just kind of following the blue and green theme that's already there. That olive green up in the floor is probably one of my favorite colors, and I just pulled out some of my favorite blues and greens, some scraps to create this little bird. I'm just free handing this shape. It ends up being some kind of weird lemon shape, but that's okay. That's what it needed to be. I'm just cutting and just trying to breathe and be present in the moment while I'm creating right now. I'm cutting his wing in the shape of a heart out of this green check paper. It's actually a Christmas paper, but it felt right to turn his little wing out of it. So just kind of trimming that heart up. Usually don't ever cut it perfect the first time, so I just kind of have to trim and trim. It could go either way, but I'm showing you there. I'm just tucking it behind his little head. And of course he needs a little beak so he can sing and praise and do all the things that he needs to do and eat, because eating is good too. And there's all his pieces, 4 little pieces, and you've got this cute little bird. And we're going to put him together here in just a little bit. A little bit more trimming off that heart. Sometimes I don't know when to quit, but that seems pretty good. Of course, I'm going to ink him up with my favorite ink, the Vintage Photo, and just create some shadow detail all over this little birdie. Okay, so now we're going to work on a little bit of a background for him. I've got my gelato here. Oh, wait, I'm going to put some washi tape down first. This blue houndstooth washi tape is pretty perfect. It's really old. It's a really old Teresa Collins collection. But it is kind of what was yelling at me. So he's going on the page here, a little bit in all 4 corners, just to balance out the page. I love that. Just adding some detail. And then I also have this green leaf vine washi tape, so I'm going to add it in just in some random spots just to add a pop of color. And now I'm going in with that gelato. I love gelatos. They're not waterproof, so they're hard for me to use sometimes, but straight onto paper, a porous surface, it is pretty good. And I love the way I can just blend it with my fingers. No need for any water or any kind of tools. And the bird will just sit right there. But of course I do not know how to leave well enough alone, so I'm grabbing some more paint. This is some distress paint in forest moss, so it's kind of a heavy olive green, and I spread it around with my fingers and I literally create a hot mess. Not happy in this moment because it's a hot mess. I don't like it. What in the world, Julie, are you doing? And more paint. So I find this, I'm going in with texture paste. That's what this is. I'm going to pull out a stencil here too. It's one of my favorite well-loved stencils. It's wood grain, and it's got this great, what do you call it, knot hole. And I'm just going to go ahead and spread it around the page and just add some texture. 3 of them on this page I think I end up with, and then I'll put one on the other side too, just to balance out all the textures. It just goes on super easy. Love that texture paste. It's like spread and butter, and I love butter. So there we are. All right, so got some texture paste on. Please make sure you close your texture paste when you're done with it. It will dry out. All right, going in with another green now. This is some kind of olive green from Liquitex Art Basics. And I'm just gonna spread that around and attempt to fix my mess, but you know. All I could think about is this just needed to get my fingers inky. My brain is hurting, so I'm just happy just to kind of be doing whatever. So thank you guys for letting me just be in the moment. All right, I'm gonna glue my little bird together so I can kind of start building him and making him happy. I'm gonna make sure his beak is like pointed up because I want him to be kind of like looking up. So whichever way you want your beak to go or your face to go, make sure your beak is kind of pointing in that general direction, and that'll give your bird, you know, the look of him looking a certain way. I'm going to make sure he has a black eye. Oh, but first I'm going to grab my yellow ochre and spread more paint around this page because more is more. And it adds that butterscotch look, and I find this half a hexagon somewhere in my room. I'm going to ink him up, and he just kind of is going to sit right up there. It's interesting, that little spot right there. Just create a little moment. Paint half a hexagon and some washi tape. There you go. I'm going to turn this little bird into a pocket. So I'm cutting up this old Dear Lizzie paper. I think it was a collection. What's it called? Neapolitan? I think so. I could be totally wrong. But anyway, these cute little Polaroids. The theme at my school this year is the Galaxy of Greatness. So that star is kind of a nod to things school related. That little Polaroid there, that's going to be part or set in that pocket. And then I've got this big brad. I'm going to punch a hole in this bird's head. Sorry, I feel bad, but now he can see. So it's okay. And look how cute. All of a sudden he's got personality. And like I said, it's going to be a pocket, so I'm just going to add some glue all around his edges from his tail to his beak and glue him right there. And while I like him, he just kind of looks kind of funny floating out there, so I'm going to try to kind of build him a little nest. I pulled out all these ephemeras, and I'm going to kind of try to find something that can, oh, I forgot I glued him down. I'm going to try to find something to anchor him. I reached down into a drawer and I pull out this twine, and I realized, yeah, I'm going to build him a little nest. So I'm just practicing looping, and then I'm going to add some glue and just loop down on the page and just get a bunch of loops down, and voila, he will have a nest here. So just adding all the glue, and I'm just going to do this real quick here, loop it up, going big, and then just kind of adding some smaller loops towards the bottom to create a little bit of gradation, you know, from big to small. And I also am going to cut a couple strips off just to fill in some of those open gaps. And just kind of piece it in there, just so it doesn't look either quite so perfect or quite so loose. And then I also am going to tie a bow with this twine and just give him a bow on his nest. I feel like I should just go make a bunch of bows and just leave them laying around so birds can just decorate their nests with them. That sounds nice. So I'm just going to glue the bow right there so it's nice and pretty and homey for him. And he looks so good just sitting there in his little nest. Super cute. I then realized I still have these flowers out. I've got this small flower. It catches my eye, this pink one. And of course, remember, you don't have to use things as they are. Feel free to trim things up to fit your need. And then he's going to have a flower right there in his nest. Look how cute that is. He looks really sweet. All right, now I'm just going in with a black pen and going to just outline all the things. It's going to help him stand out and just kind of finish off all the edges and give it some detail. I don't like a perfect line, so I just kind of will add some random stitching or squiggles every once in a while, you'll see. Right, I'm going to do my journaling here on the back of this Polaroid after I ink the edges, of course. I'm just going to write my prayer. I literally just finish it with asking God to keep my mind on Him so I won't be so conflicted and leaning into temptation. I realize I need another heart just to tuck into the little pocket. You could do 2 hearts and make 2 wings if you wanted. That would be cute. But this heart is just going to be tucked in. And it almost kind of looks like a little tail for him, which is super cute. I'm writing there on the front, lead us not into temptation. And look, it's kind of like a little tail, super cute. I need one more thing to tuck in the pocket. I have this piece left over from my cutie kit, and the little flowers just tucks right back in the back in a cute little presentation with color. I found this shield in my Tim Holtz ephemera, which is perfect because I'm putting on the armor of God. And I'm going to put him right in the corner by the little bird. I'm going to put some paint on my thumb and do myself a thumbprint there in the shield. And of course, one more little hand cut heart. So that makes 3 hand cut hearts. 3 is my number. So this is just really special to me in this moment. And I love the way it turned out. Hot Mess Express. Just keep going, all right? And usually it turns out pretty good. I'm going to write one more word here, steadfast, because that is a sweet reminder to me to remember to be steadfast. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.